Hello Africa, this is the news at dusk on African Free Press TV. My name is Osivins. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday approved the appointment of Executive Vice Chairman of ExxonMobil Africa, Emmanuel Ibe Kachiku, as Group Managing Director, GMD, of the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. This is said to have emerged through a high-level political horse trading that puts President Buhari's celebrated integrity at stake. This is the outcome of an investigation carried out by Nigerian Times, a popular Nigerian newspaper. Operatives of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have reportedly arrested a 29-year-old fashion designer over unlawful importation and possession of illegal drugs. The suspect, Aja Ero Okechukwu Kinsley, was arrested with 44 wraps of substances that tested positive for cocaine. According to Head Public Affairs, NDLEA, Michelle Ofoyeju, the drugs weighed 850 grams. He said the arrest and seizure took place at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, MMIA, Lagos, during the inward screening of passengers on a Qatar airline flight. National Emergency Management Agency has warned the Nigerian state along River Benue of likely impending flood as Cameroonian authorities announce plan to release excess water from Lagdo Dam. The safety agency, in a statement today, said the warning became imperative as a similar exercise in 2012 led to massive flooding and loss of lives and property in Nigerian communities. NEMA's Director General, Muhammad Sidi, has confirmed that Cameroonian authorities in Garoua would embark on the draining exercise between August and November this year. Sidi urges governors of the concerned states to put safety measures in place and be prepared for possible evacuation of their citizens ahead of the planned release of excess water from Lagdo Dam, and all those living around the dam and along River Benue in Garoua up to Nigerian side should be on alert and ready for evacuation in case of possible flooding. Immediate past National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired, has revealed that some arms and ammunition ordered during the government of former President Goodluck Jonathan are yet to arrive the country. The former NSA said some elements, whose identities he did not disclose, were frustrating the nation's effort to get the critical needed equipment to fight the terror sect Boko Haram. According to him, the former government queried some arms suppliers for the delay in the supply of items paid for by the government. He said some of the equipment procured by the Jonathan administration would arrive the country soon, but was not specific about the time. The former security chief, whose Abuja and Sokoto residencies were raided by operatives of the Department of State Services recently, explained that the previous administration queried a lot of highly sophisticated equipment to fight and reclaim 22 local government areas from the insurgents after years of frustration by some countries. Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir has issued a decision pardoning 101 Egyptian fishermen who have been held by Sudanese authorities on charges of spying and breaching the regional waters at the Red Sea. In April, Sudanese authorities arrested Egyptian fishermen inside Sudan regional waters and filed lawsuits against them in accordance with Sudan's criminal law, Passport Act, and Sea Fisheries Law, where their trial was delayed more than once last July. Also in the month, a Sudanese court in the Red Sea fined 29 Egyptian fishermen and a captain on charges of breaching the Sudanese territorial waters, while on April 12, a second ruling was issued against 49 other Egyptian fishermen. Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees on Thursday described the arrival of 116 Somali refugees from Kenya as a new chapter in the voluntary return process. In a statement issued in Geneva, the agency credited the return effort by the tripartite commission formed by the UNHCR and the government of Kenya and Somalia to hasten support for voluntary deportation of Somali refugees. The 116 Somalis are from Dadaab in northern eastern Kenya, the largest refugee settlement in the world that was still hosting more than 333,000 Somali refugees. According to the report, from 2,969 Somali refugees have returned back to their motherland with UNHCR support as part of the pilot phase. The agency said under the current agreement, assistance would be provided to returnees to any area of Somaliland, Puntland, and South Central Somalia. Libyan Judicial Organization yesterday reported that the Islamic State Associate in Kenya have executed a judge who was abducted a week ago. The organization said Mohammed Al-Namil, a member of Al-Qum's appeal court, was found dead on Tuesday near Al-Harawa town with signs of torture on his body, holding IS affiliates responsible for the murder. Al-Namli was kidnapped by an unidentified armed group, which is most likely to be affiliated with ICE. In the city of Shit, 450 kilometers east of the capital Tripoli, when he was passing through the city's western gate. The city of Sirte is controlled by militants loyal to the IS after Libya dawn. Militias evacuated the city. Judicial officials in Libya, including consultants and judges in Tripoli, Benghazi, and Derna, have been targeted in numerous cases. A suicide bomber attacked a mosque in Asir, southwestern Saudi Arabia, on Thursday, killing no fewer than 17 members of the security forces. There were many injured in the blast, which appeared to target a mosque often frequented by the security forces in Abad City, the capital of Asir province near the border with Yemen. The attack is the latest in a spate of bombings in the country, many targeting members of the Shiite minority. In May, the Islamic State extremist group claimed an attack against a Shiite mosque which killed 20 people in the eastern Qatif province. Saudi Arabia recently initiated a crackdown against the extremist group, arresting hundreds of alleged sympathizers. For more news, visit www.africanfreepress.com. Follow us at African Free Press on Twitter handle and like our African Free Press on Facebook. Thank you for listening. I'm Osei Vince. Good evening.